This video was made possible by these Patreon supporters.
Hello, I'm JumpSplat120, and this is the very first episode of Make It Real. You guys might be asking yourself, what is Make It Real? Is this a new series? Maybe. I know that I'm going to make at least 2 videos of this. This video, and there's one more that I have planned. But beyond that, who knows? There might be more videos, there might not. We'll see. But right now, we're going to work with our first video. But I am going to explain to you what Make It Real is, really quickly. Basically, it's going to be a series of sort of videos showing off either concepts, ideas for mods, or even just things that people want in vanilla, that they genuinely think, oh, this is something that I want. And how I'm going to do this is I'm going to do this in a way that looks like it already exists, basically. So right now I have what appears to be something that is an already fully working example of what I want. Obviously, it doesn't work, otherwise why would I be saying, you know, oh, somebody make this. But for all intents and purposes, it'll look like it works, and that is also, that's what I'll do with this video, and that's what I'll do with the next video, and any other videos that people might suggest to me, or suggestions I might find on Minecraft suggestions, etc., etc. So, this video is Master Crafter. And Master Crafter is a concept I came up with a long while ago, that basically, people weren't 100% on, mainly because they thought it added a little bit too much time and tedium to how you craft picks and swords and so on and so forth. But here's the thing. When you first make an item in Minecraft, what do? You knock down some wood, right? Oops. You knock down some wood. You make yourself a crafting table. That's step 1, right? And then, for a wooden pickaxe, you would just quickly grab all your shit, right? Wooden pickaxe. Boom. Wooden pickaxe. And that's it. You've made yourself a wooden pickaxe. And then, what you would do is you mine up 3 pieces of stone, you get a stone pickaxe, right? That's it. And now you've completely passed the wood level. There's no reason to ever go back to the wood level. You're already on stone level. And then you just mine a little bit till you find some iron, and then you get your first iron pickaxe. And then usually, depending on how you play, you either you just use a shit ton of stone pickaxes for general mining, or you mine specifically for iron so that you can make iron pickaxes for general mining. Depends on how you play. And that's it. And it takes you all of like 10 seconds. Boom. For example, I want to make a shovel. Boom, shovel. Done. That's it. I've made a shovel. That's it. And you would almost never use a wooden shovel. You never use a wooden hoe. You never use a wooden sword. None of that is useful to you in any way. It's just so basic that you were never going to make this shit. I thought, and this also came to me because I kind of like role-playing when I play Minecraft. I don't like just playing straight out. And so this was sort of a role-playing idea I had originally. But basically, when you play D&D or when you play RPGs, or even when you just read a fantasy book or watch a movie with fantasy in it, there are people, dwarves or humans or whatever, who can craft things much better than the normal armor smith can. And the armor smith can craft things, period. Whereas like a normal day-to-day, or for example, our hero, he would not be able to make a sword. He has to go and buy a sword or find a sword, but he doesn't make the sword, right? And so if you're the hero of your story, you don't do any of that stuff unless, of course, you were to practice it. And so this is sort of an implementation of you practicing to create these things up until the point where you become a master at such things. And you become, you become a master at crafting whatever tool or armor or anything like that. So, for example, let's say we're gonna make ourselves a wood pick. Now first, you wouldn't be able to use a crafting table. You went to go make a wood pick on a crafting table, the recipe just wouldn't show up. So how do you make them? Well, the very first thing you need to do is you need to get yourself a hammer, right? You get yourself a hammer, which is just, you grab some iron, and I forgot to add this recipe, but it would just be maybe something like that, or maybe something like that. I don't know, something along those lines. And you would get a hammer, and you would either build or find a structure that looks like this. It's got lava around it, it's got an anvil, and then the rest can be any block that is opaque. So you could use dirt if you wanted, you could use, what else? You could use stone, you could use basically anything. You just couldn't use things like grass, which would be weird, it's lava. You can't use glass, you can't use fences, has to be some sort of opaque solid block. And when you've crafted this, you've crafted yourself a forge. Now, the anvil still works as a normal anvil, but what else the anvil does is it works as a way to craft things, okay? So, really quick, I need to set my crafting, my pick level, my pick experience back down to 0 because I've been messing with this all afternoon, so I know it's not at 0. Now this is one of the commands that would not be available to a person. It's an op-only command, and that would be set level. And we would set my wood pick level to 0, okay? So, I haven't crafted anything. My wood pick level would be at 0 at the very beginning of the game. And I would bring my materials over to one of these, and you can find these in villages, as well as these. You can find these in villages as well, which is how you would be able to get this stuff without being able to, mine up the iron. You wouldn't be able to mine up the stone or anything like that. You wouldn't be able to have a bucket for lava. Technically, if you wanted, you could still make this structure without actually mining anything. it would just be really difficult. But it is technically doable. However, this would show up in a village, so you wouldn't have to worry about something like that. You could just find one. So that basically gives you an excuse to do a little bit of exploring before you settle down. If you want to find a village, find one of these so you can craft your tools and weapons and stuff like that. So, once you've found one of these and you got yourself a hammer and you got your stuff that you want to make, right? You're gonna make yourself a wood pick, right? And so you right click with the hammer and you make your wood pick and you craft it and you click it and it's gone. Okay, well that's strange, where did it go? Well, what you did was not craft the pick, but you said, I'm going to craft this pick. And then of course you have to hit the anvil with your hammer to craft the pick. Once you've done that, you get yourself a pick. Now, it's a not up to par wooden pick because of course you've never crafted a wooden pick in your life before. It's really not the best, so it just has super low durability. But let's try another one. So we craft another pick and hit the hammer to craft it. There we go. Again, amateurish, not the best, could be better. But as you continue to craft these, you'll notice that the durability continuously gets higher, and the names of the picks will get better, basically. So we've got a substandard pick, which has much higher durability than these two. And then if we continue crafting here, we've got an unremarkable, I mean, it's not amazing, but you know, it's just a pick, nothing special about it. Keep crafting. Okay, now we've got a forgettable wooden pick, again, nothing special. And as you continue to craft these, over and over and over, you'll get better and better and better tools. Now, that is just experience for a wooden pick. So if I were to go and craft an iron pick, or a stone pick, now you're working with different materials, so your skill is not going to translate over, right? Unless, of course, you were to be a master wooden pick craftsman. So I'm going to, again, set my level for wood pick to, we'll say, 90, okay? 100 is the max for every single item except for diamond materials, and I'll talk about how diamond works a bit. So we'll set my level for wood pick to 90. Normally you have no way of checking what your level is, but you can actually use level amount to check, oops, sorry, I think it's help, level amount. You can check your crafting level, and it's an OP only command, but you can change it in configs. So basically you just type in level amount, and then I want to check my wood pick level, which of course is 90, we just set it to that. And so we go and we craft, we craft another wooden pick. Now you'll notice this pick actually has enchants on it, and it's a masterly wooden pick. So as you get higher and higher, your wood picks not only increase in durability, but at a certain point they start gaining enchants too. And the higher your wood pick crafting level is, the better enchants you're going to get, and the more enchants you're going to get, and the higher level enchants you're going to get. Now if we check our level amount again, you'll see it's 95, and we do one more, maybe two more, depending on how lucky I am. So we'll have to do two more. Accomplished wooden pick, Silk Touch 3, not really the best thing in the world since Silk Touch doesn't have any extra effects after after one, but there it is, Silk Touch. If we were to check one more time, 97, all right, we want to hit 100. And when we hit 100, this is how you'll know that you've become a master craftsman. Jump Splat 120 is now a master wood pick crafter, their skill is renowned. So once you've hit level 100, this will pop up in the chat. And every time you craft a master, in this case, wooden pick, it will show up in the chat to everybody on the server what you've crafted. So Jump Splat 120 has crafted the Masterwork Whiskers. And we've got a pick here called the Masterwork Whiskers. It's full durability, the efficiency is 4, the Silk Touch is 3, and we can continue crafting things. And it'll give it random numbers, or random names and random colors. And it'll keep telling people in the chat what the item is that you crafted. So Jump Splat 120 has crafted the legendary salsa. That's a pretty good one. Efficiency 3, Fortune 2, Mending 2. So that is a fantastic pick. So as you can see in this large chest, we have sort of the progression of picks. This was me starting all the way at 0 and crafting my way all the way up to the maximum level pick, basically, level 100. And as you can see, basically just durability increased the whole time until we got to about here, and then we started getting enchants on them, and the enchants got better and better, which is hard to tell on wooden picks because you increase pretty quickly. It usually only takes you about, I don't know how many this is, but it takes you anywhere from, let's see, it could take you, if you were the world's unluckiest person, it could take you 100 picks to craft, but it will probably take you closer to like 20 picks. And if you make 20, you'll hit level 100, and you will be a master in wooden picks. Now, if we were to start crafting stone picks, our experience would increase a little bit quicker because we are crafting our because we're so good with wooden picks that stone it's just one step up. And since you're a master at wooden picks, you know, stone, it almost seems familiar. So you actually gain an increase in your XP when you become a master in the step below. So to increase the amount of XP you get when you're crafting stone picks, you become a master at crafting wood picks. And to become and to get an increase in XP when you're crafting iron picks, you become a master with stone picks. Now we're not going to do stone picks. I'll just type in set level stone pick 100. So we've set our stone pick level to 100, so we're a master stone pick crafter now, right? So we've skipped that step. So now we were to go and do iron. Now, iron, when we do it, again, it's a similar thing. We're gonna do it, click it disappears, left click, nothing happened. Why is that? Well, the first click, the click that you're doing for wooden tools is actually just you completing the crafting recipe, okay? So once you put the recipe in, you just need to whack it with your hammer, and that completes the recipe. However, iron, because it's, it's iron, it actually takes some working. You gotta work the metal a little bit to get it to craft. So it actually takes 2 hits for iron, plus the hit that actually crafts it. So that's 3 hits total. So that was 1 hit, there's a second hit, and that's our 3rd hit. And here we go, a miserable iron pickaxe. Absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. But if we were to check our level amount for iron picks, we got about 2.5. So we'll do it one more time. Whoops. And we get about, hold on, what was the one before that? About 1. So we got 1, 2.5, right? But if we were to do it without having our level, our stone pick level be as high, so if we were to set level stone pick 0, and it has to be 100. Having a stone pick level of 99 doesn't do anything. It has to be 100. You have to be a master stone pick crafter. If we were to do it now, and we were to check our level amount, we went up by 1.3. So that's less than that original 0 to 2.4. And so on average, we're gonna have more XP gain if we become a stone pick crafter, a master stone pick crafter first, and then go to iron, than if we were to just go straight to iron. But maybe you want to go just straight to iron. You can do that. As you can see, we still got an increase, 3.5 to 4.8. There's still an increase. It just isn't as big of an increase. And so if you were to skip wood and stone and went straight to iron, and then you became a master at iron, then when you did diamond, your diamond level will, when you did gold, your you will have that boost, even though you didn't do the ones before it. So the thing is, that only translates, all of that only translates for picks. So, we're great at picks, but crafting, for example, leggings is a completely different thing. For example, we can set this now to 100 and become a master iron leggings crafter, but we can still be bad at crafting iron picks. Because a pick and leggings are totally different pieces of tech, right? Even though they're both made with iron. Basically, we would have to have the step below iron, which is in this case is chainmail. There would be a chainmail recipe as well, so it would be chainmail. If you were masters at chainmail, then you would increase your XP for iron, okay? And if you were a master at leather, you would increase your XP for chainmail. But being a master at iron pickaxes has nothing to do with leggings, and leggings have nothing to do with chestplates. Chestplates have nothing to do with helmets, etc., etc. They're all completely independent of each other. So you can have somebody who's really good at making just helmets. Helmets of every type, leather, chainmail, iron, gold, diamond, but they only do helmets. They don't do anything else. Or maybe somebody who's pretty good at all the armor types. So they can do helmets, leggings, chest plates, boots, and they can do all the types. So they can do leather and chain and iron and gold, but they're only kind of like so-so, They're maybe like half durability, maybe some of them have a little bit of enchants on them. It's nothing mind-blowing. So like that's how you would that's kind of how I wanted this, well, I would love for it to be in the game, but that's if it were a mod, I'd be fine with that. And that's kind of how I would want the mod to work. So that people who are RPing, they could specialize in something if they wanted to. Now, there's one other thing. Diamond works a little bit differently than everything else, so we'll get rid of all this. Diamond doesn't have a cap, so when you hit level 100 on everything else, you become a master in that, and then that's it. It's not going to get any better it doesn't matter what your actual level is for iron pick crafting. Once you hit 100, that's it. You're only going to ever craft as though you're exactly at level 100. However, if you were to craft, for example, diamond swords, set level diamond sword to 0, it starts out exactly the same, right? So we craft it, and it takes a lot of hits, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a bug there. I forgot to change some numbers. That was my fault. But the idea is you would craft a diamond sword, and it would be broken. It's not all that good, so on and so forth. And you work your way up. But once you hit level 100 with your diamond level 100, you're a master diamond sword crafter. And you would get, let's say, Lament, which has Bane of Arthropods and Knockback and Looting, 4, 2, and 2. But you keep crafting diamond swords, and this stands true for every diamond object as well. So diamond armor works this way, diamond shovels, diamond pickaxes, they all work this way. If you were to keep going, now you're level 200 with your diamond sword. You won't actually know this, other than the fact that your tools and armor and stuff will be really good, but you won't know that you're at specifically 200. But when you're crafting things at level 200, look at that, 6, 5, and 6 compared to 4, 2, and 2. You can see how much it's increased. And then if you were to, I don't know, maybe you only ever worked on diamond stuff for basically your whole life, or the whole entire time you worked on the server. You're level 1000 in diamond swords, and you can't craft anything else. Well, when you go ahead and craft it, look at that, sharpness 27 and smite 29. And so this is effectively infinite. You can continue to craft things, as far as diamond goes, you can continue to craft things and you can continue to get experience and level up basically forever, and the enchants will slowly but surely increase along with it. So, but as you can see, level 1000, and the XP gain for diamond swords is a lot slower than wood and a lot slower than iron. So to get to level 1000 would be insanely long, but if you did, you would be basically the best person on the entire server. You would have tools that nobody could match, because even if you were to try to vanilla enchant all of your weapons and armor and stuff like that, nobody could even get close to your crazy powerful, in this case, Wrathful Carver. There is one other thing that this mod adds, or would add theoretically, and that would be that there's a very, 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 very small chance that at each level of a tool, you can craft what is called an infinity tool. So for example, say we were crafting our wooden picks, right? Every time you craft a wooden pick, there's a 1 in 1000 chance that you're going to get an infinity version. So instead of the Magnum Opus Remover, it would be the Infinity Magnum Opus Remover. It would have all the same enchants, but it would be unbreakable. Not have unbreaking, but actually literally be unbreakable. It would be usable forever. Wooden picks have a 1 in 1000 chance, and then it goes up from there. Or I guess technically down. You get less and less chance as you go along. However, gold is a little bit of a special case in that regard. But wood has a 1 in 1000 chance. After wood, stone has a 1 in 2000 chance. Iron has a 1 in 3000 chance. Gold has a 1 in 1000 chance as well. But the difference between gold and stone, what the fuck am I looking at? The difference between gold and wood is that wood is only ever gonna get, I think, a maximum of like 4 on our fortune or things like that. You know, it's never gonna go higher than a 4. But a gold enchant level could maybe even hit like 10 or something like that, you know, because it's more enchantable. Of course, it's not infinitely enchantable like diamond is, but it's more enchantable than everything else. And if you get an unbreaking variant of that, whew, I mean, you are set for life. So really quick, I can actually open up basically the code for it, and because it is actually to some degree coded, but again, it's not usable in any regard. It's not like a mod. I couldn't give it to you guys, etc., etc. But it is something that I want to see somebody code on, and as I've shown you, that's how I would want it to work. But let's change the diamond sword chance. Let's change the chance for an infinity tool. Where is this? From 1 in 5000 chance, let's change it to a 1 in 1 chance. So the next tool I make, the next diamond tool I make, automatically is going to have that unbreaking on it. So watch. Boom, Junkblatt has crafted an infinity sword, the Infinity Lament. And if we mouse over it, it's called the Infinity Lament. It's got sharpness, smite, unbreaking, bane of arthropods, and looting 22, 38, 25, 36, and 30. However, at the very bottom, you can see it also is called also has a tag that says unbreakable. So if we go out and we start doing shit, let's break some grass. Nothing. Let's break some trees. Nothing. There's no mobs around. No worries. Let's spawn something in really quick. So we'll spawn in a cow instead, and boom. As you can see, it's taken absolutely no durability damage. That has nothing to do with the unbreaking enchantment, but the fact that it's unbreakable. I could wail away with this sword forever, and it will never, ever, ever, ever break. Which is one of the reasons you might want to use gold, because gold's only downside really is that everything breaks pretty quickly, but it has a 1 in 1000 chance, which is the highest of all the chances. It's on par with wood to get that unbreakable tag. And so if you had some super enchanted gold and it was unbreakable, you know, that'd be some pretty quality stuff. So, and if you were on a server where maybe there's some sort of economy, you guys trade, so on and so forth, I mean, could you imagine? You would be rich selling things like that. You could have people fight over things like that. It would be fantastic. I would absolutely, absolutely, absolutely love to see basically a mod that, or have the game actually implement this sort of functionality. Or something along those lines, because I think that would just be the coolest thing to play with. I personally would add it every single mod pack that I had, because there's just something so fun about it. You get all these named weapons, you know, there's a chance of getting an uber weapon, you know, like an uber infinity weapon. You've got, you know, diamond stuff that can be enchanted to infinity, so on and so forth. So I just think that would be the coolest thing. But that is Master Crafter. That's the end of the episode, and I'd like to thank you for watching. So comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you later, YouTube.